Welcome back everybody, Data Science Building Blocks. This is Joe, and after a little hiatus, we're going to pick up where we left off, plotting scatter plots in R. This is the last video in R. In the next video, we're going to install Power BI, and in the video after that, I'm going to actually bring in the empty cars data set into Power BI, and we'll work with it in there. This may not be the last we see of R, but we're going to wrap up with it today and possibly come back to it later. So open up your DSBB folder wherever you have that saved, your latest workbook, and it should be the only R workbook that you have. Open it up, run it by selecting everything. You can right click select all or Control A on Windows and click run. It should bring you back to where we left off with no errors. Install all your packages, everything like that. You'll start to see your global environment populate. It's taking a second for me. And now we're just should be a short video, we're just gonna work on making this scatter plot a little more compelling, adding some features. So we'll actually just pick up with this GGplot empty cars AES here. We can do a plus, and make sure you do your plus on the line 46 here, or the last line you have in your workbook before. Moving down to the bottom, it doesn't like when you do plus on the indented line to start, so do it at the end of the line. We can do geomsmooth, and let's just run this whole thing here. I'll select it, run. Okay, so now you can see it adds a little regression line here, and you can see a trend and some spacing on either side. I said regression. geomsmooth will just put a line on the chart. It won't necessarily be a linear line like a regression line. If we want to do that, we can add this method equals LM. That stands for linear model. And if we're on the last line at the very end, we can just do a Control Enter on Windows. It'll run everything indented in the top function here, starting with line 45. Now you can see it's actually linear with the spacing on either side. And to make this even a little more compelling, we can add to the AES function. So go up here, do a comma, let's do color equals gear, since we have gear over here all the way to the right, 3, 4, 5, and we already have the sizing on the second line, so let's just do color equals gear. If we run it again, okay, now we have multiple colors, and we can add to this geomsmooth by doing AES again, and fill equals gear as well. Let's see how that changes it. Okay, so now you can see that spacing on either side, I'm referring to it as spacing, has changed colors according to what you see for gear on the side here as well. So this is useful. You can see a trend broken down by gear, size is in play, and like the residuals on either side of the line as well. So go ahead and save this. That is really all I want to do for today. And once your work is saved, that's all for now. I am going to probably bring R back into play once we go into Power BI. There is a functionality where you can write R script or bring in existing R script so that you can pull in the visuals that we've already created, but I'm also going to show you Microsoft Power BI's version of just creating a scatter plot with their out-of-the-box visuals within the application after we download it. So again, once your work is saved, that's all for today, and we'll see you in the next one.